Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and today we're going to be going back to the very roots of this channel and effectively the very first video I ever did with my voice audio, and that was turning Ceres into a star. But today we're going to be redoing it. We're going to turn it into a red or orange dwarf kind of type star, and we're going to see what sort of chaos it unfolds. So I know a lot of people throughout the years and years since I stopped that series, a lot of people have said bring it back. So I thought I'll bring it back. Maybe this episode, maybe we'll do more. It depends if you guys want to see more. But for today, we're going to return into the very original Ceres, which was the very, very first one we did. And yeah, like I said, pretty much the very first video I actually made after my very first sort of Universe Sandbox. I don't think there was anything in between my very first videos and this video of turning Ceres into a star. So this really is like, I think it's probably in my first 10 videos I ever made on Universe Sandbox. So we're going back to the absolute roots of Neptunian guy, and definitely go ahead and check out the original. I'll try and leave a comment for it down below in the comments in the description. You can go and see the original. Maybe you can compare the two, because initially, I remember when I made that video, I always said, in Universe Sandbox, I've seen a lot of people do Jupiter. A lot of people turn Jupiter into a star, because obviously that's the logical one. But what if you move a little closer to the sun? Do Ceres, because that means that Jupiter still remains in the simulation, and then you bring in Ceres as to a much larger presence and see what sort of anarchy and chaos comes out of this. So Ceres, maybe we'll do a few different stages. So I remember in these episodes we always did a few different scenarios, didn't we? So Ceres, straight into the action, and if you remember this, guys, this was always pretty fun. It involved a lot of colliding, so we are truly going back to what we always did. So Ceres, what we need to do with you is, you need to become a lot larger, my friend. We need a lot more mass. We need everything. So, the way we always did these, we start colliding it with stuff. And we're going to have to do it with some very small objects, because Ceres is so small that it's not really much large objects we can actually collide it with. So, slow down time and immediately start colliding things with it. There may be a few little bits that get away, as you can see, but we're in all the new collision physics now. Look at all this. This is fantastic stuff. Oh, yes. Look at that. Already, you're seeing the modern game, the modern version of the game, having these amazing upgrades over the original. And this is what I sort of wanted to see as well. It's obviously doing the remaster. Obviously, it's a great idea to come back to this. And a lot of people, like I said, have been asking for this. But to see it in the modern game, with all the new physics and stuff that have been added in the last 7 years since I did the first video, it's pretty cool to see it return with all the modern features. I mean, this is fantastic. Right, so look at all the debris in that. Oh my god. Right, so let's just shunt all that in there and just see the absolute carnage that unfolds. This Ceres needs to get a lot bigger. So we are just going to shoot just enormous stuff. Ceres is going all over the place. What is going on with Ceres there? Whoa, Ceres. Dearie me. That's absolute chaos. Look at this. Whoa, wow. Those are huge. Random rock particle. Are these bigger than the... Okay. Humongous asteroid pieces there. Random asteroids. They're actually smaller. What about as a small moon? Can we shoot a... We need to... I want to try and get a small moon. There we go. Something a lot bigger. Try and merge into the... Oh, and I missed. Well, that one's getting away then. I need a smaller one. They're all too big. There we go. That's one that will fit. There we go. Humongous collision with Ceres there. Then we can start really... That one got through. What's going on there? What's happened to Ceres? Has it been dissolved? It's been dissolved. Well, that is a very, very strange start to this. I mean, this is what we always like to see in this. There's all the weird glitches and things that happen. This series has just been completely eradicated. I think he has. He's just dissolved. What's happened to Ceres? Oh, will that thing survive? Ceres, what happened there? It's gone. Let's go again. So this is the thing we always with this series, is we always have these crazy scenarios. We always ran it a couple of times to see if we could actually make the object large enough by naturally colliding it. Well, the whole thing just disintegrated. And maybe I'm guessing we made it too hot, is my only guess. What we'll do is we'll use the launch button this time. So where are we? That's material. Where is the old launch? Is it in here, isn't it? Tools, launch. Oh, that's add, isn't it? And then we just do it that way, don't we? Yeah. What am I saying? So, Ceres. So, that was a disaster for Ceres there. I don't know what happened. I think what we may need to do is just switch off that. And try... Oh, no, I don't want to mess with the density, though. No, we'll leave... no, I don't think we need to change that. Right, so, Ceres. Let's try again. So, random rock particle. They seem to be the largest things we can actually shoot at Ceres. Let's speed up time a bit. Really let Ceres go. But it's very strange how Ceres got larger, smaller, as we saw last time. Can we get going? Come on, there you go. Right, so Ceres, there you go. Shoot with these rogue asteroids in there. There you go. And as you can see, Ceres getting larger already. That is exactly what we need. Maybe we'll buff up the mass just naturally as well. But there we go. So we make it bigger and bigger. Because remember, we're on the process of making this a star. We need a lot of mass. A humongous amount of mass. So we need to really double this up. No, what we'll do already, we'll just start to naturally make it bigger ourselves. Because, you know, now we've done that, we can start to merge it with larger bits and pieces. As you can see, we can always eat a regular moon now. So we can always eat the small moons. See, again, look at Ceres just lose all of its mass there. And it all just gets blown apart. See, again. What happened there? Ceres just completely has been turned to nothingness. Look at that. So it's all the way down here. What happened to Ceres? What's all this? It's just lost everything. It's been completely dissolved. Very, very interesting. So it seems like in the modern version of the game, you can't do what you used to do in the game by increasing mass. Unless we just make it large straight away. So what we'll do is, I'm going to try it. Third case scenario. Let's try... Just make it huge. Let's just make it let's make it an Earth size. Two masses of Earth already. So that should be more than enough to start taking collisions and starting to size. We're going to throw an Earth straight in there and see what happens. So let's see how this works. Again, I'm very keen to see why Ceres just dissolved. I've never seen that before. There we go. Let's actually collide it with something with a significant mass now. And see, now it's increasing in mass. Maybe the little objects are just really buggy with collisions maybe, but now let's just pretend we made Ceres bigger by colliding it with stuff. Now it's big enough to be Earth's up, and we can start increasing it that way. So there you go. Now it's gaining mass. There we go. That's what we want to see. So again, we can throw another Earth in there. Oh, is it coming back? Ooh. Eat that Earth up. There you go. Just eat all the Earths. Make it a larger and larger object. There you go. Throw a few Marses in there as well. Throw a Venus in. Mercury. Get all the inner solar system all merged in there as well. We don't want that Earth getting away, so we are going to delete that. Do not want that getting away. Right, so there you go. So Ceres, a nice formidable size now. So let's slowly start to, you know, ramp it up ourselves, because there we go. So give it a nice big mass of Earth there. So now it's in the Jupiter territory, so we can start, you know, consuming gas giants and actually make it into the next stage. So it's still rocky at the moment, but now we can obviously start to merge larger and larger objects with it. So I think, for instance, we could probably start consuming Planet 9s. Roughly, maybe a little. It's got more mass, so it should easily be able to eat it. It'll make it just bigger as well. So there we go. Throw a Planet 9 in there. That'll now make our guy a gas giant. So Ceres, really on its way to a star now. Here you go. So just consume all of that mass. There you go. It's getting enormously sized now. You can see it's... Oh, yeah, look at that size of those fragments flying around. Oh, yes. So there you go. Continually eating those up. We can see it's plenty of size. If we look in Earths, 99 Earths, so they've got 100 Earths, so it is continually getting bigger. But remember, to become a star, we need 1,000 Jupiters. We are nowhere near a mass of a sun or anything yet, so we need a lot more mass thrown in there. You know, ideally we want to start eating Jupiters to get the real mass here. So let's just let things, let it consume things. That Planet 9's going in as well. There you go, just enormous debris being slung everywhere, but Ceres is having some real changes here. As you can see, this orbit has been damaged. What we'll do is we'll reset that with an auto orbit just to get it back around the sun correctly. So there we go. So let's just let it cool down. So Ceres has now become a gas giant, but remember there's still a long way to go before it becomes a star. So we've just collided it, made it larger and larger. As we can see, 0.2 Jupiter mass. So now what we're going to do is we're going to manually make this larger and just slowly get bigger. Here you go. So now it's 2 Jupiter's mass. So for instance, now it can now eat Jupiter's. Well, it should be able to eat you. There you go. There you go. Now I want to make it larger in mass and radius before I start colliding it with Jupiter's. And as you can see, it is now heating up by itself. Now I'm assuming that is it becoming a brown dwarf, which it is. So this is now attempting the fusion process, trying to get something going, as you can see. Or is that just a collision? What was causing that? That may have it just been eating up those particles, actually. But it looks like it should start to be able to become a brown dwarf soon. There we go. We'll start to really merge a lot of mass in there. So there you go. Humongous collisions here. Throwing all those Jupiters in there as this guy becomes a real dominant force in the inner solar system here. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. Get that mass going up again. Since the game's a little weird of upgrading the mass, we'll slowly make it larger ourselves. And here you go. So now once we get to about 80, 90, we should start to see a star form, as we can see here. And we're straight into the formation of a star now. We've got 82 Jupiter's mass. Obviously, the temperature's very, very hot, but that is now in the solar system. If I do auto orbit, is it? Yeah, it continues to stay there. But that's a huge mass in the inner asteroid belt region. What we'll do is we'll spawn the asteroid belt in here before we start speeding things up as well. So what I'm going to do is, this is looking like a red dwarf. Maybe we'll try and make it a little larger into maybe an orange dwarf sort of size. As you can see here, it's not truly big enough to really have... or to really become an orange dwarf. So I'm going to double this. Now I'm going to double it again. 0.3 masses of sun. Somewhat, how large is that in sun radius? So 0.9 suns. So that is it's losing a bit of mass. Okay, we'll see how that does. I think it's spinning too fast. I think that's, yeah, that's probably why we're losing a bit of mass from that. There you go. It looks to be okay now. Again, I want to make this mass just bigger, like I said. Just so it's about half the size of a sun now, so that's roughly orange dwarf territory. It's a little larger in radius though, but it hasn't got the mass to really become a yellow, so it's still going to be an orange despite that. So it's going to be sitting around 400-500 Kelvin, I think, somewhere there. Looks more like an orange dwarf. Sun's about 500, isn't it? 700. So yeah, Ceres is now officially, I want to say it's officially an orange dwarf star. And as you can see, its orbit is slightly bent from all those collisions and things. So, delete all the particles. You can already see it's upsetting nearby asteroids in the asteroid belt. You can see Juno, we've got Iris here. That's already causing problems. Now, obviously, to get the full action, asteroid belt, let's add that to the sun. So, where are we? Asteroid belt, where is it? Oh, ever since I reordered this, I've never been able to spot it. It used to be at the beginning. There you go. So, Ceres, sitting in the asteroid belt. Now, the outer solar system isn't safe either. Remember, Jupiter already has a big presence with bouncing orbits around. But now, we have another star, which was formerly Ceres, at 0.5 sun masses. So that's about, I want to say it's about 4,000 Jupiters. Oh, I was nowhere near 500. No, because one sun is about 1,000, isn't it? Yeah, 1,000 Jupiters. So, yeah, 595 Jupiters mass. Why did I say 4,000? I think it's because I was getting the radius maybe a little more mixed up. But, yeah, so 595 masses of Jupiters affecting all of this as well. Remember, one Jupiter already causes this to wobble. But 595 extra Jupiter mass in the solar system that isn't the sun. We're going to see some problems here. Remember, luminosity as well. This could affect Earth. When that star rotates around near Earth, we could see a second sun light in the sky up from the night time. So if we look at Earth right now, we need to go to realistic lighting. Let's have a look. So, studio, realistic. Here you are. So, Earth, 2 suns. Nighttime is a bit weird at the moment. Remember, this will change as we go around the sun. So, not good. So, without further ado, enough of me babbling on. We need to start seeing some action. So, let's get this going. So, Ceres, you can already see straight away. This is in days. Days after the Ceres becoming a star. You can already see orbits are already being upset. And that is a humongous problem for everything probably past Saturn at this point. That is a huge, huge, huge issue. Let's give it Ceres its lighter trail colour again. So, there you go. You can already see the asteroid belt. Check this out. Turn all this off. You can see straight away there is asteroids that are being slung around Ceres. Slingshotted around. So Ceres is now, in theory, you know how they say Jupiter could be the defender of Earth? Like, you know, bouncing asteroids away. Well, it looks like Ceres may be doing the opposite. Slinging asteroids around it in the inner solar system. Slinging them any direction at once. Because it's slap bang in the middle of the asteroid belt. This will clear out the asteroid belt within a couple, probably a couple 100,000 years. The asteroid belt will be completely annihilated if this kept going. So, Let's see the effects of this. So we'll go straight onto orbit. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh yeah. Even Saturn's orbit has been ruined. Jupiter's orbit's been ruined. This is a huge presence, remember. This is half the sun in mass and radius. So this has truly ruined everything. I mean, the only things that are safe are probably the inner planets that are orbiting the sun, which still has more mass. So Mercury, Venus, maybe Earth should be okay. I don't know about Mars, because it is closer to the asteroid belt, but it looks like maybe, no, they're not safe either. Ceres' orbit tilting in there is whipping the inner solar systems to shreds. So Earth, this is the big one here. Look at the temperature of Earth, slinging out into the outer regions. Look, Earth's orbit getting almost ejected at this point. Oh dear. So Ceres, a humongous issue, causing chaos here. Oh dearie me. Oh yeah. Oh, the whole solar system is absolutely just destroyed by having Ceres into a star here. So you can really see, I mean, this is a true factor. If Ceres, obviously even Jupiter, obviously that's the closest one in reality that effectively could have been a star if it just had a little bit more mass and really got it into even a brown dwarf, into a minor red dwarf. If that had happened, I mean, I'm sure the results could be similar to this. I mean, depend on how much mass. Obviously, it really does depend on how much mass the object has. Obviously, we've gone with 500 Jupiters. Even something at 100 Jupiters could really be an issue. So, not good. And as you can see here, run it for a few more years, go for about 12 months, a year. You can see it, not much is really going to last. You can see look at the state of the asteroid belt. That was all orbiting the sun originally, all those particles. They were all orbiting at the distance of just past Mars in between Jupiter. And as you can see, they're all slung out past the orbit of Neptune now, even all the way out, almost out to the Planet 9 region. That's how much these asteroids have been slung around. And this has only happened in probably less than 100 years. Yeah, look, we're only at the year 2090 at the moment, so you can see that is... We've just ripped that to shreds. Oh, see, the Ceres and the Sun, they're in a nice little binary now. Check that out. Uranus still hanging on in there. Mercury, chilling on the edge of the binary. Interesting. But that's pretty much the end of where we're going to have that simulation. So we're going to go back to the drawing board. Now, we're going to be a little less adventurous with making Ceres into a star. So we're going to go... Instead of making it more of a larger orange dwarf, I think we'll go with a more minor one, maybe even a red dwarf at this point. So, what am I doing? Ceres, yes. So what I'm going to do with you straight away, Ceres, massive sun, or massive Jupiter. We're going to put you to, we're going to be a little more fair. We're going to go to maybe 90 Jupiters. That should immediately make it into a star. I don't know why it's doing that. Come on. What should at least make it? Maybe we need to press play. Jupiter radius as well. How are we sitting there? 0.3 Jupiters. Yeah, that should be a little bigger than that, shouldn't it? I think we do need to press play to make this pop into a star, I'm guessing. You can see its orbit's a little upset. Let's just press play. There you go. So it comes a star once you press play then. Okay, so it's still in its original orbit as well. Check that out. So, 2.13 mass of sun. So again, that is 137 Jupiters. Okay. Radius, not very good. So we're going to leave that alone. And then we're going to put this to... I mean, the size, the radius doesn't matter as much. It's the mass that's the main thing that really causes problems. So, again, I'm going to go about 95 Jupiters. I think that's a fair red dwarf kind of size, mass. 5 Jupiters radius, I think that's more than fair. I think that's fine. Temperature would be about 4,000 for a red dwarf, wouldn't it? 4,000 K. So, luminosity, though, this is the minor factor. It's not as much. So it would not really affect the temperature on Earth so much because the luminosity of this star doesn't even really reach Earth. But it still may give Earth... where are we? We need realistic... Oh, this button's really annoying. I just want to go on realistic. So you can see it's receiving that bit of light from the star, but temperature-wise, it probably wouldn't really get affected much. So that's what the Earth sits at the moment. So you can see the lights, not really much time to shine as they... Oh, no, they do disappear there. So you get basically an evening and one sunset, but as one sun sets, another star rises. So where is he? He's behind there. He's very small though, isn't he? I mean, you can barely see it. You can see the light it's being received, but there it is. So it's not really as large as the good old sun is in the other direction. As you can see, it's way smaller in the sky. But there you are. So Earth. That'd be an interesting one to watch. So this is a little more of a fair test because the first one is a little extreme, isn't it? So this one should be a little more interesting. We shouldn't see just absolute carnage unfold within days. We should see it run a little better because Ceres' orbit is more fair this time. So we're doing much more of a fair test now, I'd say. So, yeah, where's that asteroid belt? So we're going to add that to the sun, yes. Now, Ceres is in there. Nowhere near as dangerous as it is before, so it's definitely more of a red dwarf now. So we're going to see how this unfolds. So press play, speed it up. So you can already see, even just with 95 Jupiters, which is a very fair mass for a red dwarf, even that just causes absolute carnage. So remember, if Jupiter was the same, the same occurrence would happen, just a little further out presence. You can see it's ripping Jupiter's orbit apart. The inner solar system, I think Mars, we may see Mars get twisted and bent a bit more of its orbit. I want to say Earth, Venus and Mercury should be okay. Mars's orbit's getting bent and buckled though, and that could cause an issue for Earth eventually, as if Mars came too close to Earth, could crash into Earth, you know, could bounce off Earth and make both their orbits ruined. Earth's orbit seems to be okay. Look at the asteroid belt though, if you just turn off all this, look at that. Straight away, some of these asteroids are going to get slung out. There's Neptune there. Some of these asteroids are already almost out to Neptune already. There's Uranus. They're already passing Uranus at this point. And Uranus's orbit's been bent and buckled as well there. Let's see what else is going on. But yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, just seeing how much damage, even just if Ceres become a star. Remember, Ceres, this is why I originally picked Ceres all those years ago instead of Jupiter, because Ceres was that little bit closer to the sun. You keep Jupiter in the equation to see what sort of carnage unfolds there. And see, Jupiter's still holding firm, you know, it's still chilling there. Saturn's orbit's sort of... So Jupiter and Saturn are holding on, by the looks of it. Uranus and further out are getting sort of slung everywhere. Jupiter and Saturn's orbits are wobbling, but they're hanging on. Mars has been ejected to the outer solar system. You can see Saturn just had a massive interaction with Ceres there. Mars, that's now past Jupiter, getting slung around. But other than that, the inner three are hanging on just all right. Earth, 14 degrees. Chill, it's just chilling. So, if Ceres was a star of 90 masses, the Earth ain't doing that bad. Really. We've only ran it for about 7... Look, we're only at 2071 in the years down there, but so far, if we take any asteroids that could hit Earth out of the scenario, Ceres as a star, maybe the Earth could work. With it only having this much luminosity, maybe it could hang on in there. You know, obviously day and night cycle will be a bit kind of ruined at different points of the year, because depends where Ceres is. If Ceres is on the opposite side of the sun, then the day and night cycle will be just as normal. So if we look right now, this mode is really annoying. Realistic. I don't want that auto thing on. I'd much rather keep that. Yeah, let's just try that. So right now you can see Earth's day and night cycle. It's doing all right. Both stars are on the same. The other stars on the other side of the sun. So you can see Ceres down there, opposite side of the sun. So we're not going to receive much light from Ceres here. It's all coming from the sun at this point. So Earth's doing all right. You know, just business as usual. But when the Earth is on the other side of the sun, so if we go this way around, so let's let Earth catch Ceres up. So if we go to this side, now you can see that this will. Can this stop? I want the auto on the realistic one. So there you go. Not good for Earth. This would obviously mess up a lot of things. Obviously, having that low glowing star in the day. Because remember, this is a lot dimmer than normal. Not good. But either way, it's still functional. You know, life probably could still work there. It's probably still doing okay. Anyways, let's continue. Let's give it a long simulation runtime. Let's see how long, if you really put it to the test, can this actually last for a long period of time? So you can see Jupiter and Saturn. So you can see, look, Jupiter. Oh, that's a huge. Was that Jupiter we just saw sling into the inner solar system? That could have been catastrophic for the inner three planets. But there's Saturn slinging by. Jupiter got... I think Jupiter's orbit did go just in the inner system there. That was a very dangerous, because Jupiter could just ruin all of these orbits instantly. There's Saturn. Saturn slings in the wrong direction. We could see Saturn break away to the inner solar system, as we can see here. This is what happened to Jupiter. So now we've got Saturn in the inner system, and that could just ruin all these orbits. So over on a long period of time, you know, if this Ceres did exist, it could pull the outer gas giants in and sling them into the inner system. Therefore, the inner planets' orbits are going to get trashed very quickly. So you can see Saturn is now a consistent planet in the inner solar system for the time being, until Ceres pulls it away, which it doesn't. Now it's slinging on in the... Look at that. Oh, that's a humongous thing, because that Saturn, if it gets in the right place at the wrong time... Oh, Mars is back. Hey, Mars. But if Saturn slings in at the wrong time, it could have a massive interaction. Look, it's Venus there, almost so close. There's Mars. See if Mars gets a bit of sunlight, bit of temperature to good old Mars. Warm it up. So there you go. Slings by. Not enough for it to really warm up, but pretty cool that Mars is back after being in the outer solar system for a while. Jupiter's now very far away. Look at Sedna's orbit. That's kind of bent out. Planet 9's orbit is just gone. But you can see Sedna's orbit's more spherical again. Check that out. Interesting. So, how are we doing with Saturn here? Because this is carnage. Earth. 15 degrees. A little warmer, I want to say. Let's have a look at the orbital stats. So it's still... orbital period's less than a year now. So it effectively is a little closer to the sun, isn't it? So that's a huge look. That's almost a whole 11.4 months. So we're over half a month closer to the sun. That's a catastrophic difference. That could be huge. Having that extra sunlight, that extra luminosity, being that little bit closer to the sun could really cause carnage on Earth. Really, really could. All those polar caps are melting a lot quicker at that point. Oh dear. That's very bad news. And this has only been 100 years. And that series isn't very massive. So... That's huge. I mean, it's it's absolute carnage, and that's exactly what we loved about this series all those years ago, when we did literally every planet in the solar system with this sort of format. Absolutely so fun to film, and obviously I know you guys really enjoy it because you guys have been asking for it for years and years since the series ended. So again, if you want to see it again, do a few remastered episodes. Let me know. What do you want to see? I mean, Ceres, obviously the original, had to do that one first as this little reboot. Thought you guys would like it, and I'm hoping you do. Let me know what you think in the comments. But for now, let's continue. We'll finish off this scenario. So we've done about 2 or 3 scenarios today. We had a few ones with... Oh, this is interesting how Ceres just dissolved when we tried to collide it with stuff. Because back in the day, you just collide it and it just get bigger and bigger and bigger. But it looks like this time, in the modern version of the game with all those modern stats, it obviously doesn't work that way. As you can see, Saturn, again, and Mars have been tossed back out again. But you can see Earth's orbit has paid the price. 11.3 months. So now we're looking at an average of 18, 19, 20. Huge temperature increases on Earth. That is very, very bad. That is not good. How's Venus doing? Minus 118. I think that's just because the custom Venus needs an update. I'm guessing that's its atmosphere. That's just because it's a custom, isn't it? That's why it's doing that. Very strange. Because I don't see the atmosphere stats. Ah! Oh no, it is there. Hang on, what's going on here then? Oh, that's why. Venus should have like 100, shouldn't it? That makes more sense of Venus, doesn't it? Or something like that. I think it's like 80, isn't it? There you go, make more sense of Venus. Get that warmed up. Should be like 500 by now. See how it does. But yeah, there we are. So it is higher. I think it's 150 actually. There you go. But anyways, enough of Venus. We're not focusing on Venus. So Earth. Increasing, increasing, increasing. Look at Saturn's orbit. That has just been smashed. It looks like Mars has been completely ejected. So you can just see the catastrophic carnage of making Ceres into a star. Look at the asteroid belt. It's the entire solar system now. Look, there's the orbits. That's the Planet 9 orbit, that deep blue one at the edge. So the asteroid belt has been slung across the entire solar system to tremendous distances. And obviously now they're in the inner solar system with asteroids. Even the sun's probably slinging them around as well as Ceres. So not good. There's Ceres slinging by. Check it out. Yeah. So again... Let's really run this fast now. So let's just see what sort of chaos unfolds after a very long period of time. So you can see the inner solar system is holding firm. Mercury, Venus, Earth. They're still doing fairly okay, hanging on in there. I mean, once Ceres clears out all of the nearby objects, I think the inner 3 planets should just survive in tandem together. They should be okay. You can see Earth's orbit has been bent and is now almost in the Venus territory there. Look, you can see it. Where is it? So if we just slow it down, you can see it roughly... there. I was meant to press pause. So we'll go around again. So roughly in this region here, where is it? About there. It's crossing Venus orbital territory, but luckily it goes back out, so it doesn't increase too much. So effectively, with Ceres being here, Earth's life has been kind of shortened. Probably by a good few 100,000, maybe even 1 billion years, due to how much closer it is to the sun now. So obviously as the sun gets older, Earth is already that little bit closer, which would mean it would die out a lot faster. Already being that much closer to the sun, so not good for Earth in the long term, and even the short term really. It has paid the price. You can see the polar caps. Guessing they're not looking too great now. We have lost a lot of those. But Ceres, what a monster, causing all that carnage. So it's not its luminosity it's causing the problem, it's just its pure mass, 95 Jupiter mass, just causing all that carnage. There we go. If we just continually run it as fast as we can, let's delete the particles now. They've served their purpose. Really let it run. You can see Earth's orbit is bouncing around kind of like Mercury's does in real life. You can see Mercury's orbit still doing its normal thing. You know, you can see Mercury's orbit. Yeah, it is wobbling around like it normally would. But even Earth is now following that same sort of principle of continually wobbling. So not good. Let's see how fast we can actually run it. So there you go. Actually, speaking of, look at all this. So this has all been ejected. All of these guys out here. Look. Oh dear. So all of the original asteroid belt objects are gone. Look, all these ones with the dark trails, they are out of action. They are gone. All of these, there's Hygeia, Juno's gone, Mars is gone, Jupiter's gone. Let's just actually see what actually remains in here. There's Vesta. Mars was one. So Mars was that little bit too close to the asteroid belt and has paid the ultimate price for it. So not good there. Hygeia. There's one of the comets there. That green one. That's the green comet. Planet 9, these guys never had a chance, did it? Far out over there, that's gone. Oh. Where are we? Where have we gone? Sun. We'll go down to the sun again. Oh. This is the one thing that's in the modern games. It's these little bugs when you're trying to navigate. Just a little bit annoying. I mean, it's probably a lot easier just to do this, isn't it? There you go. All these guys out here. There, all the asteroid belt objects, they're all gone. There you go. So this is kind of what's hanging on in there now. So if we just get a look at the lineup. Mercury, obviously Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Uranus, Neptune. So we lost Jupiter and Saturn and Mars. They're all gone. But the ice giants remain. Pluto, obviously Ceres, Eris, Macke, Haumea, Sedna, and then just other dwarf planets. Chiron and Charlico, they're still in there. In between the Saturn and Uranus orbits, they're still chilling. You can see them very faintly. But other than that, the outer solar system remains. So the result from this is that the inner planets of the outer solar system are gone. Jupiter and Saturn. The outer of the inner planets, Mars, that's gone. So everything in the close region to Ceres has been wiped out. The inner solar system here, they're fine because the sun's gravity is stronger. And then the outer solar system, Uranus and Neptune, they're hanging on in there. Their orbits are very unstable. They are hanging on in there, as you can see. Ceres is just about keeping them in tandem. And then obviously some of the dwarf planets. Pluto's been tossed out further. Eris, Macke, Orcus, Sedna's hanging on in there. They're still doing okay. But yeah, mainly is the inner three planets is probably the biggest surprise here. They're just chilling. Look, they are literally just chilling. They're completely fine. All of the planets that upset their orbits are gone. All of Earth, oh dear. So after a long period of time, you can see that Earth eventually got tugged too much by Ceres and slung out. So Earth, that is game over, instant game over. Earth, minus 249 degrees, that is dead. Life destroyed at that point. Their life probably was doing okay with the 25 to 30 average temperature. You know, there probably would be something, you know, some areas would be fine. I wouldn't advise living on the equator at that point, probably, but the other areas in the northern and southern regions probably would have been okay. But at that point, as soon as you're at minus 240, 250 degrees minus, you're done. That's instant death for everyone there. But Mercury and Venus, their orbits have been absolutely fine the entire time, pretty much. They're doing fine. The sun's gravity is even stronger for these guys. That's fine. Uranus, Neptune, chilling in there as well. And then obviously the outer dwarf planets as well. But there we are, guys. I think that does it for What If Ceres Became a Star? The return after 7 years. So I really hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts, feedback down below in the comments. Should we do a few more return remastered episodes? Let me know down below as well in the comments. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Let's see if we can go for 400 likes on today's videos, guys. Let's go for a really big one like the original video did when that effectively blew up 7 years ago as well. So let's see if we can try and reignite some of that fire. That'd be absolutely amazing. But with that all said and done, guys, make sure you have a great day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.